Hello, hello, you guys. Hello. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for joining me. I want you to rise up, get in state, because I want to chat to you about another game-changing concept, taking action. I want you to think about this. Because if I've attracted you in, it might just be because we resonate on this level. Are you the type of person that's always like getting ready to get ready, to get ready, to get ready? Do you find truth in that? Like, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm just getting ready. Just ready. I got this. Is the like starting stopping you? For me, I needed to feel like I knew everything, like the whole path, before I could start even just like walking down the path. Okay? I want you to remember you are hardwired to act. Hardwired to act, to grow, to achieve. It is in your DNA. That's a fact. When we aren't in action, when we aren't creating, when we aren't growing, when we aren't achieving our goals, this is why we feel stuck. You were not meant to be on a hamster wheel. You are not meant to stay the same. You're not meant for it. You're not designed for it. From the first moment, from the first breath of life that filled your lungs, you sprang into action. You did. The first thing you did was you were out in the world and you were ready to eat something. And when you were fed, you were very satisfied. But soon enough, you'd want more. You'd want more. And as you got older, your goals looked a little bit different. You started walking. Then you wanted to run. Then you wanted to hop on that bike. Then you wanted to jump on your brother's handlebars and ride the bike. You started to pursue bigger goals, to do bigger things. Right? From the moment you started to sit up, to crawl, to walk, to talk, everything. Think of the satisfaction, the pride and joy that came from those first words, those first steps. You may not remember those, but you remember other things that you did that you were so proud of yourself for doing that. But then even from those things, the satisfaction wears off and dissatisfaction sets in again. You went from speaking one word and taking one step. Now you want to string words together. You want to start dancing, putting steps together. You kept wanting to accomplish more and do greater things. That's natural. You are part of nature. And that's natural. That natural desire to start something new, to be, to do, to have more, is supposed to continue, though, throughout your lifetime. Right? When you first took your first steps, people weren't like, whoa, what's going on? Sit down, don't move, stay safe, live in this bubble. Here, you know what? Let's just make this real nice. And I'm just going to buy you a human-sized hamster wheel. I'm going to put you on it and you just stay there. You just stay there for the rest of your life. That doesn't happen. And yet, isn't kind of it a little bit of a metaphor on actually what happens when we become adults? Sometimes your wiring gets short-circuited and you become complacent. You might think, oh, I just should be satisfied. I should just be happy with what I have. Who was told that? Be happy with what you have. Why do you need more? You don't need more. You got a roof over your head and food on the table. That's what you need. Just be satisfied. And you're afraid of losing what you already have, and you don't want to take any chances of getting more. And during those times, this is when you lose the motivation and the joy of growing and achieving your goals and wanting more and dreaming and using your imagination and nourishing those seeds that are planted. You lose it. Do you feel it? Has this happened to you? I want you to look about how you've got to this point in your life. Because I was actually just chatting with someone, and the conversation went like this. They'd been in their job for about 5 years, was feeling completely stuck. Their boss had given them only one raise, and since there was only the two of them in the company, there was not even a position for them to move up to. They had been applying to other jobs, but just like nothing had panned out. They want to quit their job so badly, but they can't. Say, I have built a life that requires me to make a certain amount of money. I have a family. I have bills to pay. So the only option that they saw was to keep working 10-hour days, even though they hated the work that they were doing. They literally just described it like they felt like they were dying inside. Hated getting out of bed every morning because they knew that the moment they put their foot on the ground, they'd have to go to work every morning. They'd drag themselves out of bed. They described themselves as being on the hamster wheel, just spinning their wheels day in, day out. And then now everything has started to spiral downwards. They're feeling sick in their body all the time. Their relationships are suffering. And nothing just seems to matter. They can't see how to get off of the hamster wheel. Now they've had enough. They've had enough of feeling this way. They want to figure out what they want to do with their life. Have no idea what it is. They knew what they didn't want, that's for sure. So we'll start there. Knowing what you don't want helps you to narrow things down. And eventually, you figure some things out and you decide to focus on one thing. And when you start to focus on something different, this is when it all kind of starts to turn around. It starts with a goal, something to re-energize yourself, something that you're inspired by and is worthy of you and your time. Because we're all here until we're not. Yes? Agreed? And when you can stay persistent with that, that's when everything starts to change. When you decide what you want, this is when all the people, places, things, tools, resources start being attracted into you. By law, it's called the law of attraction. It is real. And you can find that you'll find the work, the service that you're meant to be showing up in, the relationships that you have with your family will improve. And your body is just a manifestation of your mind. It will become healthier. This is an important story about this person that I was just speaking to, because it's the same as hundreds of other people that I've spoken to. I've heard it before. And you may not feel hopeless or like you're trapped in a dead-end job. However, you may feel something you really want is completely out of your reach, so you don't even try to get it. When you start to take action towards that desire, you start putting out pretty strong messages to the universe that you're ready for a shift. You need to make the decision on what you want. And then don't get discouraged. Because discouragement really, this is what hurts people more than they realize. It causes them to sit down, to pity themselves. And worst of all, it causes them to do nothing. It causes them to get back to the basics. When we're discouraged, we stop doing what's natural for us. What we started doing the moment we were born. We stop wanting to be, do, and have more. But when you realize that discouragement is often a form of self-pity, we can begin to take stock in ourselves and decide to act, to do something that will take us out of whatever situation we're currently in. The answer to discouragement is intelligent action. Get rid of discouragement and doubt before they get rid of you. And you need to decide today. Yes, there might be some risks and some costs to that action. However, they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. And the rewards will be greater than you ever imagined. Because guess what? You get whatever you want. Anything. Whatever you want. And it's possible. And that's the truth. But you have to stop getting ready to get ready. You have to decide what you want. And you have to start taking action, even if you don't know the entire plan. It's like driving a car. You only need to see the 5 feet in front of you, or however far your lights can see. That's how far you need to see. That's it. You're driving down the road in the dark, says turn left to get to your destination, then you turn left. Don't worry about it before then. You do not need to see the whole plan. But you do need to get started. For me, that action truly started when I decided to hire a coach. I knew I'd gotten so far on my own. And now, just like professional athletes have coaches to take them to the next level, I knew I needed that. Outside of my business coach, completely different. Right? I had coaches and mentors in my business. This wasn't that. I needed a shift in myself, a shift in my paradigm, a shift in my habitual thinking. If you are ready to take action, reach out. Reach out. This is This is absolutely what I do. And we'll see if we're a fit. So I'm going to link up my calendar because you deserve to have everything that you ever wanted. But you're not going to get there by sitting there looking at it. That is the truth. And that seems great on a conscious level. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Duh, Dylan, duh. As my kids would say, duh. But there's a gap between what you know to do and what you're actually doing, and that's the problem. We need to fill in that gap so you start taking action. So you start getting everything that you want. Because your desires want you as much as you want them. And that's the truth. So I'm going to link it up. I want you to reach out, and I want to have a chat with you. You deserve to have everything you want. And I'm here to help you get it. Have an awesome day, you guys. Sending you lots of love. Hello there on Facebook.